Peace, family. Let's talk about the vibrational gap, right? Right now, there's a lot of people are not manifesting what they affirm. They're not manifesting what they visualize. They're not manifesting what they feel like they are in alignment with. And I'm here to really break that down, like the vibrational gap. You may think that you're in alignment. You may think that you're attracting what it is that you want to attract, but in reality, there's a huge gap. There's a huge gap right now that you may not even be aware of. You may not even understand it. And I want to make that clear for you so that in turn, you'll be able to manifest a lot easier. You'll be able to be in alignment and be congruent with the outcome that you want it to manifest, and actually let it manifest a lot easier, right? So a lot of people are doing affirmations, visualizations, law of attraction work, and operating from a hidden contradiction. Okay, they're trying to attract from a state of lack. The affirmation says, I am wealthy, but the nervous system is running a completely different program that says, I am broke, I am scared, right? And that's the program that's running underneath the surface. That is the program that's running underneath the surface. The subconscious always wins. That's the thing. Like, you'll always be in alignment with what the subconscious believes. The subconscious always wins, right? And in this video, I'm going to explain why with precision, right? And give you a real framework to actually close that gap. Okay? Now, let's talk about this, right? You've probably been doing the work. You've said the affirmations, you've visualized, you've, read the books, right? And nothing has changed, right? And I'm going to tell you exactly why. And it has nothing to do with how hard you believe. It has everything to do with a gap most people in this space will never explain to you, right? And if you close this gap, everything shifts. If you don't, you can affirm for the next 10 years and stay in the exact same place, right? Now, here's the thing, right? Like, a lot of people focus on the law of attraction, rightfully so. The law of attraction is important. It's a natural law of the universe, okay? And it got extremely popular when Rhonda Byrne's book, The Secret, and documentary came out, right? And that exploded the popularity of the law of attraction and people being aware of it. Now, what's important to know is that, like, these concepts, these principles, these laws go back thousands and thousands of years. Okay, so a lot of this similar, principles and texts is found thousands and thousands of years ago. All right. Now, here's the thing. The law of attraction is just one law. There's many, many laws. Okay, and the law of vibration is a prerequisite for the law of attraction, right? Because the law of attraction says like attracts like. Okay, you attract what it is that you think about. Okay, but the prerequisite to that is that, like, you attract what you vibrate with as well, because your thoughts are a vibration. So when we say we attract what we think about, and that's the law of attraction, right? Your thoughts are vibration. Your thoughts vibrate at a certain frequency, at a certain level, and that will determine what it is that those thoughts attract. Okay. Now, when we talk about the vibrational gap, I want to dive a little bit deeper into this. Here's the problem. Like, affirmations only operate at the conscious level. They don't operate at the subconscious level. And this touches back on an important point of reprogramming yourself. You have to go through a process of reprogramming yourself in order to attract different, in order to be on a different frequency and a different vibration. You have to reprogram yourself, right? Now, the problem is, like, if you're going through a process of reprogramming, like, affirmations is one of the most popular tools when it comes to reprogramming. But the thing is like, affirmations, again, only work on a conscious level. The subconscious runs on emotion, repetition, and identity. Okay, and this is why on this channel we speak so much about identity and the importance of it. Okay, now you can't think your way past a feeling-based program, right? No matter what you try to do with your conscious mind to think around it, if something is rooted an emotion in the subconscious mind and is strengthened by a belief system, it's going to be very, very difficult to think your way past that. Okay? Now, the vibrational gap, it's the delta, it's the distance between your desired state and your dominant emotional set point. Okay? And we can draw some inspiration from Neville Goddard's Feeling is the Secret, classic book. All right? And when we talk about feeling is the secret, it means like how you're feeling, how you're vibrating, and our thoughts determine how we feel and how we vibrate. And this is why it's also important to be aware enough to be intentional with your thoughts, right? And this is why I'm a huge advocate of mantras, not just affirmations, but mantras as well, to kind of reset your vibration throughout the day and wake yourself up out of the matrix that is always pulling us away. Okay? Because anytime you're not aware, the matrix has you. Okay? You're running a program, right? And this is why Neville talks a lot about the lucid dreaming, right? Lucid dreaming in real life and being able to wake up from the dream and being able to be aware and conscious enough to be intentional and choose the reality that you want to create. Okay? Now, in order to really close this gap, there's two main things that you can do. Using slides and visualization is very, very powerful, because when you enter into a slide, when you enter into a visualization, and you enter into this mental movie or this daydream of a reality that you want to create, your mind cannot tell the difference. And you automatically start vibrating on that frequency, on that vibration of the reality that you are visualizing or in that slide with. And when I say slides, for those that are new here, I'm talking about slides, like from Reality Transurfing, the book. If you're not familiar with that, please go watch some of my older videos. Okay? But when you're visualizing, right? Like if you close your eyes and imagine yourself like licking an ice cream or, doing something, your body will start to react a lot of times. Like your mouth will start to salivate. They've done many, many studies on this, on the power of visualization. And this is why a lot of professional and Olympic athletes do a lot of visualization, because your mind can't tell the difference. So you're ultimately prepping and preparing your mind to be successful, right? Dr. Joe Dispenza's work speaks a lot on this, right? It's like programming yourself for your future reality versus your current reality. Okay, because if you continue to, operate from the set point of your current reality, you'll continue to attract things that align with your current reality and not the version of reality that you're striving for. Okay, so visualization and closing your eyes and actually living in the feeling of the desired state is one of the best ways that you can change your emotional set point and your vibrational set point. Okay. And this is critical, right, to effortless manifestation, because you can say affirmations until you're blue in the face, but if vibrationally and emotionally you're not aligned with it, then it won't work. Okay? And this is why it's important to practice the feeling, like put yourself in the scene of the movie and live in the feeling, because again, like the subconscious, the heart, doesn't understand words, doesn't speak words, doesn't understand English. It just understands feeling. It understands emotions. It understands vibration, right? Speaking is like a primitive thing when you start studying like higher, I don't want to get too deep. When you start studying like higher dimensions and different things like that, like it's all energy, frequency, and vibration. It's not language. Okay, so remember the first laws of the universe. Everything is based on energy, frequency, and vibration. So we have to put more emphasis on the feeling than just the words. Okay? So this is how we close the vibrational gap. We have to align our vibration with a specific thing. Because again, if you're not aligning your vibration, if you're not being intentional with your thoughts, if you're not being intentional with these things, then you just become a feather in the wind of life. Right? And life starts to control you, right? And now you can't create your reality. So we close the vibrational gap by exuding the vibration, living in the vibration, living in the frequency, and then that will be what we attract. But you can't have these dreams, goals, visions, and just focus on affirmations and say these things, but you're feeling sad, you're feeling depressed, you're feeling doubt, you're feeling a lack of confidence because now there's a contradiction. And the only way to remove that contradiction is actually living in the frequency, energy, and vibration. MJ the Mastermind signing out. Peace, love, and abundance.